Hello. I know it's just gonna turn to one person watching. Ooh, hello to the second person. How's it going? Hi, Colin. How are you? When things could not get even more awkward. Hopefully other people will be on, but I don't know. Don't give me the stank eye, Josh. Here's the nutcase. Feel free to ask any questions. I am not sure if anybody else is going to be getting on, but in case there are, in case they're not able to do, their links are in the description if you're ever interested in checking them out. And thank you guys for the 200 subscribers. Feel free to check it out. Feel free to ask any questions if you'd like. What have you been up to, Colin? Colin, you can use the YouTube chat. Hello to the third person, how are you? Regardless, hi, how are you? Do my live stream tonight. Live. Prior to my live stream tonight, that's what I'm doing in a couple hours or so. Yeah, less than a couple of hours. So, a couple of hours. Hours. So, I definitely have plenty of time to hours. So, so of hours. Yeah, less than a couple of hours. I definitely have plenty of time to do it if I wanted to. I could easily read this, and I could easily read it in the holidays, which I read it in the holidays. For everything you do, for every. You know nothing. I know nothing. I say nothing. And I told you, Colin, you can just as easily use the live stream chat instead of talking through me through Discord, like you've been doing. But what are the what are the chances of that actually happening tonight? Very slim. But who knows? There may be another person being on potentially, so who knows? Ooh, that's a good question. I personally have not used a Kindle though. My I would use either Libby through my cell phone with um audiobooks um and like ebooks and all that. I definitely think it's not, I definitely personally I think it's nice to have that option, especially if I don't own that book specifically. So and plus I like the and plus I own if I don't feel like listening to an audiobook, I'd be able to it's nice to have that option of having of reading the books that I physically have. So I like them both. Like very good. That's a very good question though. That's definitely a good point. Um, um, I feel like any, um, hello, happy Pride Month. Um, Probably, I don't know. I cannot speak for those people who are technophobic. Who For those who really don't care about the audio and ebooks. But I definitely agree with you about how anything electronically has its perks, um especially as someone although I haven't been reading slash listening to books in a little bit, I definitely see where you're coming from. And I forgot to mention at the beginning of this, happy Pride Month for those who celebrate Pride Month. Thank you for bringing that up, Terrell. I seriously appreciate that. Um, Over 20. I may not look like I'm over 20, but I'm over 20. Um, I have not seen any of them. Um, if they're on like Hulu, I definitely don't have Netflix, so I know I have not seen Shadow and Bone, but I don't know. All good question though. I'd like to hear what you would skip for what according to you. Ooh, that's a good question. Um, um, everything by Nicole Yoon, hands down. Hands down, everything by Nicole Yoon. And potentially the other book that her like not her most recent book, but um, Sun's Also a Star, I believe. Um, any of the like the two, or at least the books that she has published that are adapted so far. Those are very good. Um, um, Although they're not necessarily accurate, anything MCU, regardless if it's they're in the regardless it, um regardless of the ooh but regardless of the um um but like regardless of how, like, I know that's not accurate, but regardless, um I have I haven't read too many queer books, I'll admit that, But but of the ones that I have read, I pretty much have I um Queen of Geek, um um the the most um I believe like actually anything from like Queens of Geek and like the Bridessiders. Like for those who don't know, I have a cat, and he's probably done dealing with my BS right now. Anyway, um, um, I probably thank you for asking this question. I will probably do something queer related, like or something just pride related in a video sometime soon. Just not sure when I'm gonna upload it yet. Um, for all the comments that you've had so far, thank you. Um, I know that there's like um um at the moment, besides the fact that my brain is besides the fact that I am autistic and have auditory processing disorder, um it may it may take me a little bit to process every like all the comments that you have based off like the energy that I have. And I seriously appreciate you saying that you feel that like I am. This comment I seriously appreciate, but um and I probably do when I'm not really thinking about it, but for right now, thank you, and it'll probably take me multiple days to process this, but thank you. Um, Probably the most shocking was Chadwick Boseman. Um, and I have a tribute on my channel, but like, and I do have a tribute on my channel. So for the most part, I go back and I go based off of vibes. But yeah, whether it's about myself or other people. So yeah. Um, which romances do you think everyone should read under the age of 18 once in their lifetime? Queens of Geek, that that or anything from Nicole Yoon. Um, thank you. Um, um, actually, any contemporary, or at least between the Brightsiders and Queens of Geek, I definitely feel like between those two, I feel like you may get something out of both books. Um, My Little Autistic Warrior. That's not technically a romance, but still. Um, the Honeymooners, that sort of thing. Oh, My brain's not working properly. Thank you for correcting me. Probably Johnny Crawford, because he literally just passed. He was the most recent. He was the most recent tribute that I, or at least as of me filming right now. This is the most. He was the most recent that passed away. So, but thank you. I apologize for screwing up your question. And thank you for making an appearance. I seriously appreciate it. I hope that you have a good rest of your day too. Feel free to ask any other questions if you'd like to do so. No pressure. If they do, great. If not, um, if they do, great. If not, their links are in the description below, so you can check them out at any given time. I cannot, I cannot speak for any of them besides what I just said. So we shall see. Um, I have not read either genre, so I don't know. The I know like the best people to get in contact with about that is Danny from Spelling Speaks, because she read a hell of a lot more than I do, or at least did. So yeah, like I know like mystery thriller and like suspense are like one off of the other, but I don't know. I cannot ex I don't know that much essentially. So yeah. Um, that's a very good question. I know one of them is definitively the newest Fast and Furious movie, and another one is Cruella. So that's answering 2/3 of your question. Um, Jen Wild. I will keep saying that until I die, but Jen Wild. Um, um, Let me see my shelf because I am having a brain fart. Probably Lisa McMahon as well. I know that there's definitely I know that there's definitely a fan base for both authors, but um um Marie, Marie Rodkowski, um probably Veronica Roth, potentially Sarah Dessen. I know that she's probably said some negative crap over at one point on Twitter, but from what I was able to read, probably Sarah Dessen. I don't know. People like that. Um Do you think the friends to lovers trope should... Here's the mascot of the channel. He's probably gonna... Nobody needs to see your butt. Anyway. Very, very good question. I just don't think I've read either, like, enough of either trope to give a definitive answer to this. Yeah, Josh. Yeah. Thank you for agreeing with me. But I don't think I've read enough of either one to... Like, I probably read more friends to lovers than enemies to lovers. I know one of them. Like, I know one of the books I'm reading right now is a friends to lovers, but I feel like I need to read more in both tropes to give a definitive answer to that. But probably, but I don't usually talk about, like, I don't really usually I like I've been saying, need to read more, and as well as I don't, and to add fuel to fire, I don't usually think about that sort of thing. It's just a matter of, do I enjoy the book? It's also a matter of whether or not I enjoy the book too. So yeah. So probably, but I'm not sure. And probably and me being me, I probably was overthinking the whole damn answer, but that's okay. Hello to the new viewers. Hello to the new viewers on here. It's nice to see you all. It's always nice to... No. Anything that I can get my hands on. I know one of them's definitively probably more paranormal romance, but if not, just anything as a whole that I get my hands on. So, yeah. I'm open to whatever, but I am open to whatever, but at the moment I haven't read enough companion novels to... although I am open to whatever, but I haven't really read companion novels. Or I haven't read I haven't read enough companion novels to definitively answer this question, but I'm pretty open to whatever otherwise. Kind of like with the previous question, with being open to whatever. So yeah. To the newer people who are on here, please feel free to ask me questions if you'd like to do so. No pressure, like at all. I will be right back. Feel free to have any conversations below. People like Haley in Bookland. Don't know why, but they did. But she did. So, yeah. That is a good question. I um probably Walker or Kung Fu. It might not be full of any. I know that there's at least one side character in both shows that are in the LGBT community. But um, you might people like might like that sort of thing. So yeah. Hello to the new viewer/viewers. How are you? Feel free to ask any questions. Um, probably the although I know some people do remember this adaptation of Batman, but probably any Batman movies with Michael Keaton. I don't know how I and plus I'm biased because Michael Keaton is my favorite one. Is the guy that played my all time favorite one. But yeah, and plus Danny DeVito makes an appearance as the Penguin, and I think Christopher Walken makes an appearance in that movie as well, or in that adaptation of it. And plus, knowing how he would do anything, knowing how Danny DeVito would do anything with Michael Keaton, not with Michael, actually, yeah, with both Michael Keaton and Tim Burton, that kind of says something. So, yeah. But hello to the new viewers. How are you? I'm Charlie. It's nice to meet you. I'm not sure if any of my bookish friends will make an appearance, but I don't know. I'm keeping as much of an open mind as possible. So, yeah, feel free to ask any questions in the meantime.
Honestly, I'm open to whatever. I don't I'm pretty open-minded about that sort of thing, so yeah. Especially considering that I would go to Goodwill all the time, so thank you, you as well. Sometimes words are hard. I get it. It's all good. Regardless, have a good night. I'm young and I'm already and I'm relating to this very much. Hello to the new viewers. How are you? Feel free to ask any questions. One of one of my friends will be here momentarily. It just depends on her internet. So feel free to ask as many questions as you'd like. But if not her, regardless if anybody else's friend-wise is going to be able to make an appearance, I am still going to have their channels linked below so you can check them out whenever you feel like doing so. No pressure. Once again, happy Pride Month. Thank you guys so much for the 200 subscribers, and yeah. Here's one of them.
Hey, Charlie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
The AC is on and it's really loud in this room. So if there's like a humming noise, that's what it is.
Mine's loud in my room as well. So I was like,
Oh,
I'm gonna hibernate in pretty much the sauna of my house. So
you guys had a heat wave or something, didn't you, over in the Northeast?
yep.
How hot is it today?
At the moment it's like 72. Like 72,
okay.
73. So
Do houses in that area, like, do you guys have air conditioning? You guys have like window units, right? Or is that not very common?
in Connecticut, especially since I have asthma. Okay, let me move and unplug my computer. That would be smart. We don't need to be causing injuries in this house.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Here in my part, we have like, I don't know what you call it, HVAC systems. No, we don't usually have window units because we've got central uh central air conditioning.
We just call it air conditioning in Connecticut, so
Yeah.
not a big deal.
So have you been doing reading sprints, or were you doing were you answering questions?
Answering questions mainly.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, I've just been social for the past hour or so.
Yeah. Are you getting questions from you viewers like right now as they're watching? Or are you getting questions like, are these questions that you received like through Instagram or?
I just get them through the chat. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it honestly, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if you want to share it on social media, and so any of your friends want to join.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that. Well, no, my only question was, do you guys have like central AC in Oh, my phone battery is dying. In New England, in the Northeast.
Yes.
So you answered.
But yes. I know it depends. I know for me, like I said, I have asthma, so I kind of have to, or I will literally just have, and the lugs will be like, "What WTF is wrong with you? Why don't you have the air conditioner on, giving you relatively decent air and all that?" So.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I grew up in Illinois, in the Midwest, so we had window units, and yeah, it got pretty hot. They're definitely necessary. Okay, I'm gonna try to send an post something on Instagram. Oh. Okay, I think I did it.
I will see it momentarily. I just got the notification, so
Okay.
and I'm doing something as well on my account too.
So when there aren't any questions, are you reading, or are you just doing like productivity sprints?
No, I'm just honestly, this is just a very chill live stream.
Okay. Because we were talking the other day when I did that like spontaneous reading sprint on my channel, that I'm always looking for reading sprints because I need things to motivate me to read.
When you were doing yours, I was in such a reading slump. I was like, yes, I need it.
Yeah, that's how I've been. I've been in such a reading slump. And I don't know what it is. I was talking to a friend and I was telling her, I think it may be like, because I've been in a reading slump since probably March. Like I started the year off really well, like with my reading, like I was doing really great. In January, I read, I don't know, probably like 7 books. And then I read something like 7 books in March or in February. And then in March, I started off okay. And then I ended the month having only read, I think, maybe like 4 books. And then in April and May, I think I read 1 or 2 books. And I think it may be that I'm just, I don't know if it's like mental, like I'm feeling depressed and this is the way my depression is manifesting. I'm just not finding joy in the things that normally bring me joy. Or if it's like a true reading slump, like I just don't want to read anything.
I know for me at least, especially as a college student and how my mental health has been utter BS for pretty much for a good chunk of the semester. It just, I was like, it kind of started affecting me in like April and then kind of sort of in May, but I was like, okay, whatever. And then I was like, oh yeah, I could read something quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like eat quick, easy, which is why I was reading whatever I was reading when you were doing yours, like you were reading sprints, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a reading vlog because why not?
Yeah, I think I need short and quick. I think that may be what I need to get me through this. Just something, maybe a graphic novel or just a short book. Yeah.
And like I know that there's something that you can find, like especially since your collection's much larger than mine. Like I'm sure like that you'll be able to gravitate towards something and be like, okay, I'm gonna read it and enjoy it.
Sorry, there was some noise, and so that's why I muted myself. Yeah, I've got this short book that I'm supposed to be reading for Pastoral June. I mean, it's not, it's fairly short, but I started reading it late a couple of nights ago, and I don't know, I think I needed like my brain at that point at night, it was just like ready to shut itself off. And so I read the first few pages, and it just didn't call to me. So I'm going to try it again today. If you're going to do any um, productivity sprints, I'm going to try this one. I'm going to try it again right now while I'm awake and fully functioning.
Like any normal human being would do.
Yeah. So Charlie, are you planning? Do you have any summer plans? Are you going anywhere? Doing anything out of the ordinary?
Mainly relaxing and potentially get out and socialize more often because I need that at the moment. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think for those of us who are readers, especially if we're more like socially awkward or just more introverted or shy, which is what I am. I'm all three things. It's easy to like, I don't know, isolate yourself, especially like for me, like I use my books as an excuse to not socialize, like not do anything. Like, no, I'm happy reading. I don't need to go out. I don't need to go out and do anything. But I realized that like I do need it for my mental health. I do need to go out and get out of my house for my mental health. Like the other day, I just went for a walk and I felt so much better just taking that 30-minute walk, even though I didn't socialize with anybody. But just getting out of my house and doing something other than sticking my head in a book just kind of really helped me to feel better. So yeah, definitely.
I know one thing that I would do is sometimes I would have my phone like anybody else would at this point, and I would occasionally do a walk besides this week because 90-degree weather is not fun. But I would occasionally just listen to an audiobook and be like, okay, whatever, leave me alone. I will just have the audiobook on full blast and be like, yay, I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I think we need that though. Just to get out of our homes, even if we're still listening to an audiobook, but just going out, getting some fresh air, which I know I don't do very often. Like I'll do it at work because I have to take my students out for recess. But I'm just sitting there at recess. It's not like I'm out, playing with them or at least walking around the playground. I'm just sitting there watching them. But yeah, I need fresh air.
I know for because I literally live within walking distance of an elementary school, and within the past like year or so had redistricted the school at least the elementary schools, and I'm just like, I am old because it's like kindergarten through like third grade. I'm just like, okay, I'm old. Go, like, can we not make me feel like an old person right now?
Yeah, especially working with kids, not just little kids, but working with kids. You see the years go by, like the years just fly by, and that really makes you feel old.
Yeah.
Like when I think about my first group of kids that I had, there is a fly in here. I'm sorry. So if I'm bad at things, it's because there's a fly in here. Yeah, like when I think of my first group of kids, that I taught, they're high schoolers now. It's like time flies.
Yes. As we were having our conversation, we had a new viewer just come in and comment this. So yeah, and perfectly said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I read to escape. I read to escape. Like that's my whole purpose for reading is I want to escape like the stress of my job and my life. And so I like to escape into books, but it's so easy for me to like not do any living because I'm living through the characters in my books. So I need to remember like I still have a life. I don't want to, you know, waste my years living through my characters but not experiencing life on my own. Yeah, it's just easy. Like I said, it's easy, especially when you're like me. I'm introverted, socially awkward, shy.
I definitely am introverted. Like especially when I'm meeting newer people, and it's just like,
Hmm.
okay, like, and I socialize when I need to, but it's just like, okay, whatever. I will socialize if I have to, but it doesn't have to be that often.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I am. Like I am such a homebody. I could stay at home right now that I'm going to start summer vacation and you're on your summer vacation. It's like I could spend every day of my summer vacation in my house doing nothing but reading and hopping from social media to social media.
You're not wrong. I could do that too.
Hmm. Charlie, what does the sign behind you say?
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Um, this is as normal as it gets. That's so true. We live through our fictional characters. At least for me, it's an escape through life from life. Which I'm sure anyone and their grandmother has said that over the years. And travel and on adventures. I don't have that opportunity in real life, and it's an amazing escape. Very like that is kind of like your previous comment. That's very well said. So
Yeah, and that's that's a good thing because like you said, we might not get a chance to travel and visit places that, we'd like to get to. So it's nice to be able to experience that through your books. But it can also be a danger when you don't when that's like, especially readers, big readers, um people who spend a lot of their time reading, it's like you forget to do some things for yourself because you're living through your characters.
yeah,
And so that's go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I was going to say, and that's something that I kind of want to remedy this summer. I don't want to spend my whole summer just reading and living through my characters. I want to go out and do some things. Even if it's nothing like, I'm not going to go to Europe, but, like I said earlier, go for walks. I don't know, have a picnic at a park, get together with a friend that I haven't seen in months.
I know for me at least, um, especially with Corona being such a big thing still, I wasn't able to travel to to another state that I would typically go to.
Hmm.
So this year, hopefully, actually, I know I'm going to end up going up there this year. So like that's a good thing, and I'm going to be able to support at least a couple of independent bookstores up there.
Hmm.
Actually, one's more of a secondhand store, but regardless, I'm able to support multiple small businesses up there when I am able to go. So
Yeah. Yeah, they're always a good excuse to buy books.
yes,
You're helping the economy.
and I'm helping the small businesses who have had a hell of a year over the past year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, only to save up some money to do that. I'm hoping to go out of state also as well. I don't know if it'll happen, but we're planning on it. And I need to find some independent bookstores in that area where I'll be so that I can come back with some books. And like I said, a good excuse to spend some money on books.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know where I go. There's at least 3 of them. Hopefully, I won't spend a crazy amount of money at them, but who knows?
Do they sell used books or are they new books?
One of them is new. Yeah, and I think the other one is used. Because they accept donations, so they one is a used store because, like I said, they accept donations. So.
No, I have never been to Dublin. I've never
No.
been outside of North America.
Yeah. As much as I would love to go to Scotland one of these days.
Mm-hmm. Are you in Ireland? Is that where you're watching us from?
It sounds like it, but I don't know. Like, 'cause I know that if you're in Canada, there's like Indigo chapters. Like, I think like the Canadian version of like Barnes and Noble is in chapters or like Indigo, which would make sense. So, and yes, she is from Dublin.
Yes, I've always wanted to go. I mean, there are so many places I've wanted to go. Ireland, Scotland, yes, want to go to Scotland. Italy, Greece. I don't know if it'll ever happen since I get panic attacks when I'm in enclosed spaces, and the idea of even getting on a plane scares the heck out of me. I traveled by plane several times when I was younger, but that was before I developed panic attacks and anxiety. Um, I haven't been on a plane, or I haven't tried to get on a plane since I started getting panic attacks. So I don't know. I imagine I'd probably have some sort of panic attack.
I haven't been on a plane like at all. Like I know like the 2 definitive places I want to go to at one point is Scotland and Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Not Scotland and Ireland. Scotland and Hawaii, just to get out of New England for a day or 2. So, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Hawaii for sure.
Chances are very good that the humidity is probably gonna be hot as hell, but yeah.
So lush and beautiful. Yeah. And I don't know that I've ever read a book set in Hawaii. I've read books set in Ireland, but I don't know that I've ever read a book set in Hawaii.
I know the Unhoneymooners is set in Hawaii, or at least a good chunk of it. Yeah,
Is it really? Okay, I read the Unhoneymooners last summer. I knew it was set on some tropical location. I couldn't remember. Okay, so I guess I have read a book set in Hawaii.
Yeah, like for the reading vlog that I had brought up earlier, I was like, you know what? If I can jam reading the Check Please volumes into this vlog, I can totally read the current book that I'm reading from Christina Lauren into this reading blog as well.
What book are you reading by Christina Lauren?
In the holidays.
Oh, okay. Okay. How are you liking it? That's one that I've heard mixed things about that one.
I'm definitely enjoying it. I definitely have my favorite, like I definitely have a certain side character that I'm enjoying. I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I don't want to be spoiling it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I've only read the On Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. There's nothing else that they've written that interests me. Like because I really enjoyed the On Honeymooners, so I thought, well, let me read something else. But everything else just sounds ugh. I'm like, no. Apartment roommates, not interesting to me. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what like her other plots, but I've gone through all of the plots of all of their other books, and they just don't sound interesting. I mean, that's not to say that I might not like them once I start reading them, but the plots just don't sound interesting enough to me to pick something else up. Well, did I read? Actually, I think was it them who wrote a book called? It's a series. Like, let me see. I think that might have been them. Beautiful.
Yeah, the Beautiful Bastard series, I think.
Okay. Yeah, then I have read. That's the only other one that I read. And it was all right. It was okay.
Yeah, I know I tried reading autobiography, and like from them before, and
yeah,
I did not like that. Like I just DNF'd that book. So,
okay.
Of course I could not. Well, this may be a minor spoiler in case you haven't read it, but
I haven't read it.
But dick jokes.
Oh, okay.
Like that happened at like one point of the book, and it's just like I'm nobody needs to read dick jokes, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. It's not something that I'm interested in reading. I'm not interested in hearing jokes, much less reading about them in my books.
Yeah.
Unless it's I was gonna say, well, that's not true unless it's the Winston Brothers by Penny Reed. They do have one kind of like recurring joke that alludes to. That's kind of like
It's just something about reading because it's from a male's perspective, which would make sense why there were certain jokes, like where there may be like certain specific jokes involved, but no. If you're a female, just no.
If you're a female reader or a female writer writing as a male?
Probably both, but because if you look, of course, with all due respect towards Christina Lauren, you're not getting. Obviously, I love their adult books, or at least I loved the ones that I've either read / currently reading right now, but I don't care about them reading. Like, I don't care about their books that are from a male perspective.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that I've read very many books written by female authors that are written like from a male character's perspective. Well, I mean, I guess I have, because I read a ton of romance. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's the thing. I always am a little wary, like, of what these male characters do, because I'm like, I don't know, is that true? Is that like a true representation of like what a man would say in this situation or what he would do?
Yeah.
Or is it more what we would like for them to do, or what we would like for them to say, or if that makes any sense?
Yeah, that was my phone going off. So if you use yeah, my phone just vibrate. I normally have my phone vibrate, so if you see me looking in this direction, that's me questioning why I have my phone this close. But that's okay. But I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I know I've definitely read books in the past where it's like it definitely wasn't as bad. Like, I shouldn't say it wasn't as bad. Like, it was like some other authors do it much better than others. Like with writing it, like with writing in a male's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just think, or at least me personally, I just don't think Christina Lauren did the best, or at least from what I was able to read in autobiography. So.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. Oh, my phone is about to die.
It's all good. It was nice to see you. And I hope that you have a good night.
My sister's cat is crying in the background. That's why I muted myself.
Like, honestly, if you hear my cat, like, he's not going to come up here at the moment because he's probably eating his food. But if you hear yowling, that is my cat, who is the mascot here on my end.
How many cats do you have?
Just one. We used to have a couple, but one in the past, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So.
And what's its name?
Josh.
The
The
one you have right now.
Yeah, the one I have right now. Don't ask me why I named him Josh, because there was no rhyme or reason to why I named the mascot on my channel that name. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my cat's name is Jacob, so it's not like it's, especially, pet, like a pet-like name. There are names that just sound like their pet names. And then
Yeah,
you
that's
have
true.
names that sound more like their human names. Jacob is although it's pretty, I guess, common for a dog. Jake. Call him Jake.
Yeah, I know my older brother's dog, or at least his late dog, was named Tickles. Lord knows why he decided to name her Tickles, but he did. And apparently I was involved with the process of getting the dog, so.
But you didn't have a say in the name?
No. But she was a really good dog, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and my other cat, her name is Miriam. So again, not a very cat-like name, I guess. Miriam.
Yeah, I know my late cat, or at least regardless, the late cat was named Sinatra.
Oh, that's cute.
And yeah, I was about to say, you could probably tell where that came from.
Yeah, I'm guessing big fans of Frank Sinatra. Yeah, we had a little hamster ages ago. We weren't little, like we were already adults. My sister actually got him for her classroom as a classroom pet, and we named him Satchmo after Louis Armstrong. So my sister liked jazz and big fan of Louis Armstrong.
Yeah,
So
I love though. Like if you lived in Connecticut and you knew me like for a decade, you realize this jackass loves the older stuff.
well, I know we've talked about this. Like you always do those like those tributes to celebrities. A lot of them
Yeah.
are like older celebrities who I imagine most young people have probably not heard of.
Yeah, I know, like besides probably like Chadwick Boseman and all that. Like actually I shouldn't say that because I know that the younger generation, especially for those that are like diehard fans of like anything MCU related, probably have heard of them, and their kids were probably shocked. Speaking of the cat, don't know if he's gonna come in, but speaking of the cat, yeah, speaking of mascot.
There he is, Josh.
And he,
Did you recognize his name?
yes, if you, so I know like some people are just like, oh, the animal recognizes their name. Like my family has been very lucky and fortunate to have animals who actually do recognize their name, or at least that, from what I can tell, because when you said his name, I think he looked at the camera at the time and was just like, he's like, I know yes, that's my name.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I think probably most cats and dogs would recognize their name. I think, especially since they hear it over and over.
Yeah.
Even if they don't realize it's their name, it's a word they recognize, like
Yeah.
food or hungry or walk.
Yes.
Well, Charlie, I'm probably going to go ahead and leave the studio. I'm going to go ahead and do some reading.
It's all good. I'm probably gonna head out soon anyway too, so
Okay.
I completely understand.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad that you were able to make an appearance.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to see if I yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm like how do I leave the studio, because I've never actually left one in the middle, like I've never left a stream in the middle of the live. So I see. Leave studio. All right, Charlie, have a good rest of your night.
I will.
And I'll talk to you later.
I'm doing one next Monday if you want. So if you want to take, that one may be more reading sprints oriented,
Okay.
or that may be more on the reading sprint since we already did the Q&A. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just send the link and definitely we'll be there if it's reading sprints, because like I said, I need all the motivation I can get.
Yes.
All right. Bye, Charlie.
See you later, Ange. So I am. Thank you for those who were able to make an appearance. Thank you. And Josh and I. Okay. Josh and I will see you soon. So yeah. See you guys later. Hope that you all have a good morning, evening, night, like morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you guys respectfully live. And I will see you soon. Bye.